Alright, how's it going? Welcome. Here we are back in the park. This is the UK Jurassic difficulty for the challenge mode. And so far we're up to 1.6 to about 1.8 on stars. I've gone through and done a few things. I put in another staff center and had to hire. I've got plenty of scientists on the payroll now. And I've been sending out some expeditions for different dinosaurs. Here I've got a few ready to go. I've also researched. The reason I had to get more scientists was to be able to research these things. I would like to have a big herd of them back here. Just filling up your pins is so important for the number of people you draw in and how much shopping actually goes on at your amenities. So why don't we go ahead and turn the park on and release a few dinosaurs.
Asset collection request received.
So far, I've had 2 sabotages, and neither one of them had anything to do with the equipment. One of them, somebody stole money, which I guess I didn't even really notice. And that last one was the PR down for a while. But they say it's ending. We're at a 1.3. But the rating seems to go dip a little in the dark. We'll watch as they get out these Draco Rex. And then we'll watch the park rating go up. These little things aren't terribly cheap, though. The 6 of them cost me about 1.1 million. And then the Gallimimus, I mean, they're not terribly cheap, but they're easy to produce, quick. And as the money goes up, we do have some upgrades. I think that's one thing that's very paramount to get started, is you've got to research everything you can as quick as you can. I'm not sure what all I've got researched in here. I was looking at this, the electric company next, but I'm not using so much fuel I can't stand it yet. I think the next thing that ought to be on the kind of docket, though the wide paths do help your rating quite a bit. These things are what I need. And that. But that especially. But we'll continue to get these dinosaurs released. People all night long. But here's where you need the wide paths, because these people, I mean, this is where you're going to have overcrowding. What is the problem?
Transporting asset.
I don't know what they were yelling about needing ranger units for. These little guys seem like they're alright. Quite content. I think this is a new one. I had changed their color. Because there's the other ones. I don't know which one I prefer, but I do like having different colored ones in the same pin. I think that's kind of neat to see. But then again, I also had a very kind of snowy white and blue pin in the last game of... Like you had Montosaurs and a few other dinosaurs you could turn kind of white. Ceratopsian research. That's Styracosaurus. Look, here come all the Gallimimus out at once.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Kajal Dua. I'm something of a perfectionist, and I demand it in others. so I expect that you'll do your best. I just wanted to make that clear. Oh, and welcome.
Still looking for ground
Some of
leaf.
these animals present a real test of our abilities. Take, for instance, this latest dinosaur, the Gallimimus. It's an opportunistic omnivore that does best in groups. That alone isn't the problem, but the speed. Gallimimus is incredibly fast, which presents special challenges for the ranger teams tasked with monitoring them.
Now they found all the ground leaf. Let's see how the Nasutoceratops react to the addition of all the ground leaf. They couldn't. They love it.
Paleo curation thing after all. I'm impressed and jealous.
Let's try to get a few more of these in the park and a few Notosauruses as well. As the money comes up, we can add these additional bays. Look at this big payday.
The fact that you're still here should tell you something.
You want to make sure you notice what those upgrades cost before you spend your money, because as you're saving money on these difficult to get money parks, those upgrades, I put an upgrade on some building over here, and it was like $1 million. I wasn't even paying attention, but that's why you need to use saves all over the place. Flying dinosaur research. The only thing about those is the glitches they've been having where the helicopters can't re-deliver them to their own, they won't take them back into their pen, into their aviary. But you get the avian inoculation from having them. I don't know, it might be worth it for the avian pox, that's what it is, not just avian. And the Nasutoceratops, look at this money fall off. But they will really help the park out. And let's go look at the Notosaurus. 75 to... Oh, here's something we want to make sure we're doing we didn't do to those. We want to modify the genes and turn some of this stuff up. It doesn't really make them cost that much more. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any other pattern for them, I guess. And long-lived is really what I prefer. Whoops. Alright. They don't cost too much more once you've done that with them. And we've got a scientist who needs a little rest. Wrong one. Here we go. Now, while we do that, let's keep sticking to what we do. That is, go out and take pictures of the dinosaurs and make money off of it. Look at this, 2.25 stars already. Rolled the Jeep completely. The worst vehicle. No, they rock. After a while, they start to become fun to drive. They slide real well. You wrap it back around. Put this thing in Need for Speed. Some of those old games used to make you have drift challenges. This thing would be great for it. Well, where's the Draco Rex at? Ton of them right in front of me. $66. I mean, here's a good way to pick up 100,000. Pay for a dinosaur coming up. And while we're at it, why don't we just go try and get a 2 species? Come on, fellas, you can't wander out of the pen. They're all right here. What was I taking pictures of? Damn, there's a lot of them in there now. Plow through these people is what you get for your $2,000 to $10,000 a day experience. They're all over there. These Jeeps cannot drive through any kind of vegetation, hardly at all. trees especially. Works for me. I see nothing. But hey, we picked up a couple 100,000 right there. Fight's begun between some dinosaurs over this way. And that'll start the med work on them. The Pseudoceratop's all but done. And we'll just take the two of them. I don't really like dinosaurs with any problems if you don't have to have them. It's like 85, 82.50 to synthesize them. It's only about 10,000 more on average to not take the bad one. No power. Because of this. Is running wide open. And that's going to really bring in the electric company into question, I think. We need to check out the money situation. If we put 50,000 onto that, it wouldn't be too bad. And the number of people that are going to be coming into the park by the time we're turning Notosaurus loose into that pen is going to be fairly hefty. How are we doing up here? See, these things are starting to pick up now that we're getting more numbers of dinosaurs in the park. But now there is more profit, clearly, and the income's gone up, but the running cost is down, so you're not really making any more money. Now there you are. But this is where we need to move on up to medium amenities. These things will fill up. I don't know if I changed that or not. Those are doing all right. But if they were mediums, they would be taking in a lot more money. So I think that's got to be something on the plan as well. They're ready. This is going to look a lot like our first big... Look at them run out. Our first big pin in Germany. Ready? They're right out behind them. They're usually green. These ones, I kind of like this lighter color.
To keep to itself.
Silver looking.
Skin. Sort of the opposite of Owen.
Her and Star-Lord, all that BS again. He's not in the game. Just give it a break. The Notosaurus is the dinosaur of which they found the most complete fossil. In that one they found in like Canada in a construction area, site, whatever. So much so that like they can still see the texture of his skin and stuff. They seem to have been finding a few ankylosaurid dinosaurs here lately, with one that I'm not sure what it is from China maybe, and then the one from South America, maybe Argentina, that they call the Stegorus. I talked about him in another video. He has a real short tail but a heavy set of armor on the tail, or weapons that are like blades that stick out to the side. Where these Nodosaurs have a much longer tail, but they don't have really any, weapon on them. I don't know what's going on with them there. He kicked him in the face. That's great. I've never seen one of them kick the other one in the face. Let's go on. See, they're usually this green on kind of tan. But you definitely don't just want one of a dinosaur. And we need to find an expedition to go look for Nigersaurus. No. Well, we do need to rest a scientist in here. He's cheap. That's good. Well, judging by the name of the dinosaur itself, I would imagine over here, and staff busy, is the place. Now we've hit 2.3 stars already. That releasing more dinosaurs, it gets more people into the park. Fight between Nodosaurus. Everybody's doing okay. And these guys are on the way to the synthesizing. I would like to have even more of these in here. I think if you just continue to fill these pins up, it really changes the rating of your park, the amount of money you're making. Perfect. They love it. We're ready for another Nodosaurus, and their population, 12. They could stand 30 again. We've got an injured dinosaur kicked in the head again. Nope. We've become too important to do it ourselves. Antisocial, we can only have one. I mean, that certainly drives up the price of the animal. But this one is definitely worth it too. Long-lived and resilient. Let's go ahead. I just don't like having the ones that have problems. You don't have to have them. What do we think? Another set of Nasutoceratops or Gallimimus? We got 7 of these. But it costs so much to turn out all those Gallimimus at once. And then when they start dying off, at least the Nasutoceratops live a little longer. 73, 64, I don't know. A 60 versus 26 on that appeal, though. Let's modify their gene and we'll change their color so we know which one it is. Long-lived and resilient, if we can. 75% long-lived. Let's hope to get some good ones. Modify the gene at 120,000. I don't know what it was before that. But I suppose we can stand it. Oh, we need someone for logistics, or yeah. Look, they're different colored, aren't they? To go after the Nigersaurus. Look at these Gallimimus, they're so pretty. I suppose I ought to put a gate in over here so the Jeep doesn't have to drive nearly as far. Not an incubator. A gate. We've got an injury and a dinosaur that needs a med check there as well. I've also put in what do we got? A nothing injury over here. Laceration. That's something. this other team is basically for storms and stuff. I usually have them turned off. We've got more Notosaurus synthesized. Notoceratops, I mean. Nasutoceratops, I'm confusing all their names. It seems like that's what's at the beginning of. That's what a paleontologist. I watched him react to the video of the Jurassic World Dominion prologue or whatever it is, and that's what he said the ceratopsians at the beginning of the show are Nasutoceratops. Alright, so we got concussions, and we do not have med bays enough for 2 dinosaurs yet. We certainly don't have enough scientists for it. Bring him over anyways. Germany was really nice with all the medical centers that I had sitting around. I mean, they cost to have, but they really come in handy when you've got problems. Release them. A couple more little silver Notosauruses. Just the one, he says. New problem. I mean, we can probably afford it. A second paleomedical facility is going to become very important, though. So we've got 3 Notosauruses, a few Nasutoceratops, 5 or 6 or 7. We got the Gallimimus. We'll have to assign scientists in there. I wonder if we can send anybody out to get us any fossils for the Nigersaurus. I don't know what it even costs. Let's take a look. 840,000. I can't even imagine what it costs to produce one. Why don't we wait on that just a second? It's a lot of money. We can overwork this scientist one more time. We'll wait for the other ones to get done incubating these other Nasutoceratops, and maybe even check out another. Not gonna happen. 2.2 on stars, and I mean, you can really, that German park really taught me a lot about how to fill these pins up and bring your star rating up pretty high, because I mean, the cohabitation limits on these animals 25%, but that's because they have 3 different types. So we pecked him. Everybody in this pen is behaving funnily. Cohabitation's good again. Yeah? 400,000. What are we doing?
Seize the day. That's my motto. It should be yours as well. This new objective, for instance, is just right for the taking.
Transport. So that'll take a minute.
To be as comfortable as home is for our guests. Okay, maybe it's louder and they need to keep the doors locked.
Here they come.
You get my point.
Oh, look at these ones. I really like that color. You can't zoom in very far on them for some reason. He's done, they say.
En route to collect the asset.
And we've got another one over here that's got to come directly in next. Yep. Is he still hurt? He can't still be hurt.
Asset to be collected.
Did they not cure him? Well, I gotta check this out. She sabotaged me if she didn't take care of my Notosaurus.
Asset transportation underway.
We gotta check them for happiness. He's pretty comfortable, he says. Fits right in, doesn't care about cohabitation at all. Bring him on, he doesn't notice. Except for when they do that.
Asset being transported. Asset has been transported.
There's those green Nasutoceratops. They are super cool. It says 1 injury remaining, so they must have cured this Notosaurus. Did they just drop him from the sky? Is that him? He's still all bloody. They couldn't wash him off? He's still lacerated.
Asset transported.
His tail's all messed up. Look at this. Alright, well, animals do fight. We've got a 2.3, and we're running low on gasoline over here now. I think the electric company is just... we can't do anything about it. A new fight, Draco Rex. We're going to have to get another medical facility. Let's check out the electric company. And I think while that goes on, here it's coming on tonight, and I'll let you watch some Nasutoceratops and look at the 2.4. We're halfway there already. I mean, it's going to require filling in some more pins, but there is plenty of space right here to bring us up to nearly 4 stars. Somebody's sick over there now. But whatever, it's just part of the working park these days. I think we've got more room for a paleomedical facility over in here, and then still room for a pin here that will utilize all this stuff. At any rate, enjoy the little green Nasutoceratops as they wander around. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in another one as we push forward towards that 5 stars ever so slowly. Take it easy. I'll see you later.